Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my survival Minecraft Let's Play. Last episode I built a research station on the main end island with a hangar bay and 2 sky sleds. This episode I'm going to follow that up by building a trading post at the other end of the route. This will be a small village-like outpost with docking slips for the 2 sky sleds, villager traders, and even a fishing hole. Everything an explorer would need to gather supplies before setting out to explore the outer islands. As you can see, I've set up a very basic dock for 1 sled, but it's kind of a scary mess here, so I'm going to build something a little less terrifying and hopefully a lot more useful. If you enjoy what I've created, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Before I get started, there's the second sky sled. That's where it crashed. Now I know where to build the next dock. But before I get started, I'd like to point out that I've recently started using the distant horizons again. Might let you set your rendering distance much further out, but at a much lower resolution. So I've got set to 128 chunks, so we'll be able to see distant points rougher than normal. For reference, 128 chunks is equal to just over 2 kilometers at 2,048 blocks, or just a little over a mile. And just wanted to point that out because you're going to be seeing the distant islands out there. Got that covered. Alright, let's get on with the build. so that is it. That is the trading post at the edge of the abyss. Nothing gets your blood pumping faster than building over a bottomless pit of death. So let me start the tour. We'll begin right here. So like the other end, we've got the docking clamps, except unlike it, the entire dock moves in from either side to grab a hold of the sled, and then you push the launch control button to send it back the way it came. Over here we have a little vegetable garden and the surrounding glass, light sources. The idea is the blue light helps the plants grow. Works in real life, why not in Minecraft? Over here we have a little kiosk with some vendors in it. Haven't figured out quite how to get the vendors here yet, but that is up and coming. I've got a few cubicles here. This one's going to be for stonemason and a toolsmith. This one will be for a map maker and a fletcher. Got a little welcome to the end banner here. Come around this side, we've got a couple of advertising signs, and we'll have some maps in here for the area around us. The second sled, same controls as the other side. And then we'll have a little food. It says foob. There's got to be a better way to make a D, but that's what we got for the moment. We'll have a couple of farmers in here. And we'll throw some livestock in here, probably like a mushroom and maybe a jeb sheep. So, you know, alien looking creatures. Over here we have the fishing pond. I don't have fish in it yet, but I did grab some fish on my last trip out. So let me, I think you have to put them up against something. There we go. Get some salmon going in there. Come on, there we go. That gives it a little bit of life. Hopefully they don't die flying off the waterfall. And right in here we'll have the fisherman and the butcher. So you can buy your fishing poles if you didn't think to bring one with you. Moving down here, we got a weaponsmith, an armorer. I'm going to put some iron armor on that stand there. And we should have these guys leveled up. I also have the village bell in here so that the place becomes an official sanctuary, since I don't have any beds here. Beds in the end tend to be a little explosive. Let's see, so right down here we have the ATM machine, everybody's favorite ender chest. Back entrance to the different shops. And then down this way I've got a storage room. I've been using that to stock my building materials. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that in the future. But right here we've got another little kiosk type setup for villagers. I'm thinking maybe a cleric and maybe 2 clerics. Not sure. And then last on the tour right here is going to be the elevator heading up to the surface. It's just going to be a regular water elevator, just like I have in the research facility. Just stand in the corner and shoot you up. I just got to get the water in there and finish digging out the tunnel, put the rest of the pots in. I'll probably do that here in a minute. And let's see. Going over here, we already covered that. This is the access to the service corridors down here if you're working on the sleds, or if you need to check the redstone for controlling the docks. I've got all this here. There's a couple. Let's see, you can get up in here, and I believe if you crouch you can jump right up in there to get over to the other side. And then that'll take you all the way down to the in there. Also, there is a, see, this one will take you up here so you can check on the redstone. Drop down here, and that'll give you a little access tunnel to come over underneath the other sky sled. And then again you have access to all the mechanical bits. And let's see, unfortunately the only way up is back over here. I couldn't find a convenient spot on this side to set up another access point, but it's not that far, so just head back up here. Need to put a little employees only sign on that. Oh, and if you're harvesting the crops, make sure you replant. And then over here we have, if you can take this down, see the underside of the walkway. I got a few supports there, and I believe you can continue down here, and that'll take you back underneath and up where we were just at. So let's head back up this way. And then we got a stairway leading up to the surface. And make sure I get my anti-Enderman helmet on, otherwise this could get ugly. But this is the surface. So with the rendering distance bumped out to 128, you can actually see the closest in-city right over there. It's a rough image, but it works fine for background. And that one does have a boat. That's not the one we found originally. The one we actually ended up getting the elytra from was way out that way. But nice thing here, this is the largest island I've ever seen. If you look at the map, it is one continuous island all the way through. We didn't have to build a bridge until we got way down here. Of course, the first in-city we found, a little oasis, was way over there. So, but there was two of them. That helped. But anyway, so the surface of the elevator should come up, I believe, right over here somewhere. I'll have to get the coordinates and dig it out. But I think that's it. So let me go ahead and grab some stuff and we'll take care of that elevator issue. Okay, so I got some materials here and I think I've got the coordinates 1084. We'll put this right here, and then it was blocks 13 and 14 on the z-axis. Let's see. That's going to be right about here. So I should be able to just dig down. And I believe I need all four of these. I'll just get right here. Do a little crouch. Oh, yep, there we go. And that'll put me on top of the, since I'm already crouched. Reason we use the pots is because we need something that's less than a full block. Honey blocks also work really well, but you get that slimy, and they do tend to grab you a little too much. So I like using these and then just put the water right here. I should have some kelp in my inventory. There we go. Let's just jump down there. Plant that real quick. Alright, and then head back down, break the bottom one, and we should get launched. There we go. Now I'm going to have to build some kind of a surface mechanism here. So let's see. For now, I think we'll go with the same approach I did over there, just have it kind of blend in with the environment. So we just need to put a shell around it. Like so. Oops. Okay, apparently these are like cactus. You can't get too close to them. Although that one's still standing, so I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, now we have chorus fruit. But let me go ahead and throw a couple more pots on here. I'll need to get some more water. Actually. I'll just have to fill those with source blocks. Let's see. Easiest way to do that without having to run back downstairs. Let's make a little fountain here. Oops. I hit it a little bit too fast. Alright, infinite water supply. That should be plenty. Okie dokie then. Let's see. Put one here. One here. One here. And I'll need one more. Right there. And that should get us all the way to the top. Debating whether or not I should go up one more to make it easier to get out. I think we're going to put a trapdoor here with a button on either side of it. Let's go ahead down. Yeah. So we got the vine here to catch so you don't take any falling damage. Let me grab a trapdoor. I should have some iron ones in here somewhere. Yep. Just need one. And then you can make a couple of buttons from the bamboo. What else do I need? I think that's it. Actually kind of fun getting launched off the top of it. But let's see here. I'm going to put the door right there. And then we'll need two of these. I don't need another plank. Then you just stand here. Get launched back up. That's where we need the second button. Right about there. As much fun as that is, I think I'm going to cover it up. So let's see here. Let's dress this out a little bit. It's actually not too bad. I'll replant that. Except I need the flowers. Let's see. There we go. Let's see, do we want it closer to the front? Yeah, let's do it. That looks like a good spot. These things grow so weird and very fast. I turn my back for a few seconds, it'll probably start growing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it made a liar out of me. Anyway, we don't need this anymore. Let's see, do we want to dress this up anymore? Let's go ahead and make sure it works for getting in and out. Okay, that part's fine. Oh, okay. So you gotta wait till the door closes, and then you can get out easy. I know the one on the other side, I was having some issues getting out sometimes. I would just come off the water spout and then fall straight back down. If you have sprint turned on, you can get out pretty easy, but if you don't, it's kind of hit and miss. But let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put a little more structure here. I might throw some stairs and slabs on there later, but I think for now this should do just fine. And that is it. That is the village. I tried to texture the floor a little bit instead of just going with the tuff. I mixed it up with the brick and the polished tuff, and then I threw some in-stone in here. So the closer you get to the walls, this was actually my daughter's suggestion, the closer you get to the walls, the more the yellow you see. And let's see here, I do need to put the maps on there. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode. Next time around, I'm going to be building a water path to the stronghold in Portal, and that way we can bring a boat through with villagers and livestock and whatever we need. And until then, have a good time. Goodbye.